Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Chickenz here, back again with another Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity character guide. Today we're going to finish off the future champion guys, and the last future champion we have left to look at is Yunobo. Yunobo, as many of you probably know, is a descendant of Daruk, and since he is a descendant of Daruk, he has access to Daruk's protection, which he'll use a lot in his moveset. Unlike Daruk though, he doesn't fight with the weapon, but he just fights with his fist, which is kind of an odd choice, but it's kind of funny at the same time too. But opening up his attack menu though, here we can see all of his attack combos and abilities. I'll go over all of these in detail and show you what they all do. Then at the end of the last section, I'll give you some general strategies and tips I have for playing Yunobo. Before we start though, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Age of Calamity content, and also make sure to like the video if you watched it and enjoyed it. Other than that though, let's get this video started by taking a look at his basic abilities. Starting things off with his dash attack, which is done by pressing X while sprinting. This will make Yunobo exit out of his Goron roll and throw a Mega Punch, and then after the attack is over, he'll continue rolling forward. Next up we have what I'm just going to call a Ground Pound. This is done by pressing Y whenever you're mid-air. This will make Yunobo slam into the ground, and then afterwards you have the option to repeatedly press Y to make this last indefinitely. Yunobo's unique action will make him eat a Rock Roast, which will give Yunobo 3 different forms of Daruk's protection, which are the normal protection, a spiked one, and then a yellow version. These different protection types will power up strong attacks from certain combos that are associated with them. His regular protection will buff up combos 2 and 5, the spiked one will buff combos 3 and 4, and the yellow one will buff up his regular strong attack as well as combo 6. I don't believe there's any way to determine which protection type you get, so it's pretty much just RNG. Also, each of the protection types do damage to enemies that come in contact with it, and the spiked versions do a little extra damage than the other two. Here are some of Yunobo's weak point smash animations. These don't have any additional effects outside of the damage they do to bosses. And wrapping this section off with a special attack, Yunobo's special attack is pretty standard and is just a huge damage, large AoE attack. Now that we're done covering the basic abilities, now we'll quickly go over his Sheikah Runes. First up we have Yunobo's Cryonis, where you'll create a huge Cryonis cylinder below him that will propel him mid-air. Then you'll have the option to follow it up with X, which will make Yunobo stand back into the Cryonis cylinder and break it. Yunobo's Bomb Moon will have Yunobo spawn a series of 5 bombs in front of him and then roll into them, making each one of them explode. You have the ability to aim where these bombs are placed by using the left stick, and the series of bombs will start off in a straight line but will either curve left or right depending on which way you move the stick. If Yunobo is unable to reach all the bombs and get knocked out of the animation, they'll still all spawn and detonate like normal. For his Magnesis rune, Yunobo will absorb nearby metal weapons into a ball and then do a spinning attack with them that you can control by using the left stick. And lastly, for his stasis, Yunobo will freeze all nearby enemies and then do a ground pound 3 times and get more powerful each time and damage all frozen enemies. You can also cancel out this animation with B and use normal combos instead if you want. Alright, now it's time to go over his attack combos, and like I said a little earlier when talking about his unique action, Yunobo's strong attacks and his combos can be powered up if you combine it with the right protection type. So first I'll show you what it looks like without it, and then afterwards I'll show you what it looks like with the powered up version and what protection type you need to get that enhancement. So Yunobo's first combo is the 7 Wise combo, where you'll let out a series of 7 punch attacks. This combo is pretty bad in my opinion, I rarely use it when I'm playing Yunobo. His second combo is the YX combo, where Yunobo will punch once and then do a strong attack where he lifts a rock from the ground and pushes it forward. You can power out the strong attack with his regular protection type, and when you do, the rock will get way bigger and now be surrounded by the protection shield, which drastically increases its range and damage. Combo 3 is the YYX combo. For this combo, Yunobo will do 2 punch attacks followed by a Goron roll. You can extend this Goron roll by repeatedly pressing X, and then at the end Yunobo will stay on the ground with his fists. This combo is enhanced with the spiky protection type, and this will surround the Goron roll with a giant protection bubble, and then at the end of the attack, Yunobo will create a Magma Fist after he slams his fist into the ground. Combo number 4 is his 3 Ys and X combo. This combo will have Yunobo perform 3 punch attacks followed by a strong spinning attack. This combo is also enhanced with a spiky protection type, and this will surround Yunobo with a protection bubble while he's spinning, and then after the attack's done, it will also send out a small tornado that damages enemies. Next up is Combo 5, which is performed by doing 4 Ys and an X. Again, Yunobo will do a variety of punch attacks for the Ys, and then the strong attack will have Yunobo do a ground pound, and then create Magma Fist under him that propels in mid-air. This combo is enhanced with the regular protection type, which will make Yunobo create a huge circle of Magma Fist instead of just one.
It's over. I'm sorry. It's over.
And our last combo is the 5 Ys and X. This combo will have Yunobo do his punch attacks, and then for the strong attack, he'll pull one of those cannons used in Breath of the Wild against Varudania, and then use it to launch himself into enemies. This combo is enhanced with the yellow protection type, which will add a huge protection bubble to Yunobo when he shot out of the cannon, which will increase its range as well as its damage. Now it's time to wrap this video up with some basic strategies and quick tips I have, and like usual I'll start with my weapon build. For Yunobo, my plan is to add 1 attack range and 3 attack speeds to his primary weapon. The attack range is there so Yunobo can be a little bit better at crowd control, and 3 attack speeds are there to speed up Yunobo since his attacks animations are pretty slow. You can also choose to go with all attack speeds instead of 1 attack range and 3 attack speeds, but I'm just going to go with a 1 and a 3 just for a little variety. For some basic strategies, one that I have is to make sure to plan out what combo you can use before you actually go into a fight. So let's say for example that you're going to take out an outpost or maybe take on a hard boss. If you're using Yunobo, it's better to have a plan on what combos you want to use for each situation. That way you can quickly get the protection type you need for the combo you're planning on using instead of doing it in the middle of combat, which will expose you to taking some damage. For combo usage, I find that combos 2, 3, and 5 are better for taking on large groups of enemies, while I offer using combos 4 and 6 for bosses. Combo 3, which I believe is his Goron roll, is actually really useful at taking on large groups of enemies, especially in hallways, and charging his special really fast, as it pretty much can KO all enemies by the end of the attack. And Combo 6 is also really good for taking on mini bosses, as it's good at exposing weak point gauges, and as well doing a lot of damage to the weak point gauge as well. Overall though, I think Yunobo is a really disappointing character, and is probably the worst character we've covered so far. He definitely has some good qualities, and some of his powered up combos are actually pretty good, and with them he can be solid at crowd control. But unfortunately, using these combos is locked behind his unique action, and having to use it before actually attacking is really annoying, and just slows down his playstyle even more considering his slower attack speed. On top of that, the type of protection you get is completely random, making it so that sometimes you have to stand there cycling through different protection types just to get the one you want before you even attack. This also makes him super exposed to taking unnecessary damage, as even when you have your protection bubble up, it doesn't block any incoming damage like the Rooks. And even when you are able to finally use his powered up combos, they don't feel all too amazing for the hassle you have to go through to get them. And even comparing these powered up combos to other characters that have instant access to their combos, they don't honestly seem that special and pretty much on par with other characters' regular combos. So because of that, I think Yunobo isn't that good, and I probably wouldn't choose him over any of the other characters we've covered on the channel. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about Yunobo. Also, feel free to share any strategies you have for playing him, or let me know if there's anything I missed. But that's going to wrap up the video for today, guys. Those are all of the attack combos and abilities for Yunobo. And now that we're finally done with Yunobo, our future champion guides miniseries is finally complete. Next up, we'll cover the other 3 characters you can unlock throughout the main story, and there's already a poll on my channel if you want to vote on who I cover first. And then after we're done with that, the following week we'll cover the 4 unlockable characters you can get throughout the game. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any of those, and also make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it and found it helpful. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.